Well, hey there, guys. Welcome back. Hopefully, you guys are having a decent Wednesday, at least for Wednesday afternoon. And I saw this. I kind of caught a glimpse of this story last night, or earlier this morning. I'd say actually probably about like 3 a.m. I think is when I found it, and it's kind of an interesting little story. Interesting little coyote development. But before I get into that, if you are new to the channel or you're new to hockey in general, welcome to the channel. Especially if you're new, hopefully you enjoy the content. If you do, it would be awesome and would be greatly appreciated if you would hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to be notified anytime future videos are uploaded, you can tap the little bell and it will notify you anytime future videos are uploaded. So, the Coyotes. More stuff with the Coyotes coming out. Now, this one actually, it's interesting. The Coyotes, apparently, they're looking to buy land in Mesa for a new arena. And their owner, Alex Mariuello, has put out a letter of intent to purchase a 41-acre parcel of land in Mesa, Arizona. So, I think what they figured out with the whole Tempe thing, if you didn't buy the land outright, then you have to go through the whole city council thing. You have to go through the whole the whole vote thing. Where if you just buy the land outright, you don't have to worry about that. It's a way to kind of get around that. Now, they still have plans. They're still looking at other places. It's not just Mesa that they're looking at. They're looking potentially in Scottsdale, and oddly enough, in Phoenix, a part of Phoenix, even though Phoenix doesn't really want them. I mean, the city of Phoenix, they sued Tempe to basically try to halt the Tempe project. So why would they want to go to Phoenix? Why would they? When Phoenix clearly doesn't really want them. But they're looking at land there too. So it's interesting, and and of course this is an article from Sportsnet that I saw this on, and I will link this article in the description. But they're still committed to building a privately funded sports facility. Which, again, this is an ownership group who they had problems paying their bills in Glendale, of being just paying the rent on Gila River Arena. Now, I don't know how much 41 acres of land is going to cost. I mean, I can't imagine it's going to be cheap, but it's an interesting step, and honestly, it's if you want to keep that team there in Arizona, it's a good step, because at least they're realizing, okay, if we have to go up for a vote to get an arena deal done somewhere, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They have to buy the land themselves and develop it themselves. So it's a smart idea. It's a smart idea to do it that way. Their aim is still the 2026-27 season for them to have this new arena built. So if they are able to buy this land in Mesa, or if that falls through and they're still able to maybe buy some land in say Scottsdale or something, then they can start development on it, and it could be ready for the 26-27 season, where then you would actually finally have some type of stability in Arizona when you've had almost 30 years of unstable ownership over the years in Arizona. So it's an interesting thing, and they I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I do like the idea that they are trying to buy their own land, so they can do it that way and build. Buy your own land, build the arena there, and cool. But again, it's how much. How much is that land going to cost? Now they're talking. They want this arena. It's supposed to be like a $2 billion project. That the Maruello, if I can say his name right, that Maruello and his group want to put into this, and they want to privately fund it, which hey, if you can privately fund an arena yourself, I wish more cities would do that. I wish more places would do that. Because if you could, I may not be a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm not, but Jerry Jones, that arena that he built, that the Dallas Cowboys played in, he paid for that himself. That no public money was there. He asked for no public money out of that. And this is what apparently Maruello and the Coyotes want to do. They don't want to have to worry about public money. They want to do this all themselves, and that is awesome. I wish more franchises would do that. But because then it would create a lot of it could create a lot of goodwill, because then people's tax money, their taxes aren't going to go up because they have to go toward this new arena project. Like basically every other arena project where, you got, we want to do 50-50, we want to build this project, we'll cover half, but you guys got to cover the other half. Or some where they want it entirely public funded. And it's public money to build arenas is such a tense topic. Because a lot of people don't want to deal with it. They don't want to see their taxes go up. They don't want to see their tax money go toward an arena. A new arena that, if you think about it, because people around here in Minnesota, this was a big thing when they built US Bank Stadium for the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, they tore down the Metrodome. They played at the University of Minnesota for, I think, 2 years. Was it 2 years or was it 3 years? It was either 2 or 3 years while US Bank Stadium was being built. Now we're talking that was an arena that was at least $1.5 billion. And I think a majority of that arena, I think about 75% of that building was publicly funded. And it was interesting because the way they said how they would fund the arena was from these e-pull tabs. Now these were new at the time, because anybody who's gone out to a bar or a restaurant, you see in the corner you got a pull tab booth that the proceeds, like some of the proceeds here go to like youth hockey groups and that, and people $1 box, $2 box, $5 box, whatever. And they're, you're, pull tab. I mean, you're gambling. It's gambling. But the E-tab thing was new. And nobody was really sure how, they're like, okay, how is that going to work? Needless to say, when the E-tabs first came out, it didn't have the desired effect. because the money that was generated at the time was nowhere near what they were hoping for. Now, of course, we've had ETABs for a while here now, and now it's huge. ETABs now are pretty big. But when that was figured in to the Vikings' new stadium, it fell flat on its face. Because nobody wanted to deal with, nobody's like, because people were like, hey, this way we're not hiking your taxes. You're playing these pull tabs, so just do it that way. E-pull tabs. The initial rollout was not good. There were issues, there were glitches, there were it's like anything new that comes out. There's always going to be bugs in the system, bugs in the software, and that was the same with the e-pull tabs. It started out and it literally fell flat on its face. It took a bit. Where now it's people love using the e-tabs at when they're sitting at a bar or a restaurant. They love playing those things. And a lot of people, they'll play both at the same time. They'll play the e-tabs and they'll go to the pull tab booth. So it's definitely interesting to see how that works. So yeah, e-tabs are interesting because you can win some decent money if you're gambling, but you got to put the money into it. And that was the thing. It didn't have the desired effect on the Vikings' new stadium, so they had to work it out where, unfortunately, people's taxes, and especially in Minneapolis, their taxes, they went up. They weren't happy about it either. But, what do you expect? You think it's going to be paid for in one way, that doesn't work. You got to fund it another way, so they raised the taxes on everybody in Minneapolis. Where, of course, people in Minneapolis were like, well, Ziggy Wilf, his family's worth, worth billions of dollars. Why don't they fund it themselves? I don't know. Not every owner in either football, baseball, basketball, hockey, not every owner is Jerry Jones. Not every owner is willing to look at that and be like, we need a new arena. I'm going to fund that all myself. Alex Mariuello and his group are saying, we're going to do this ourselves. We're not going to ask for any public money. We're going to buy this land. And we're going to build on this land. And we're going to pay for it all ourselves. Alex Mariuello is worth $4 billion? He's worth more money than Jerry Jones is. And he's saying, we're going to privately fund this. And it would be the first time that had ever happened in Arizona history. I think it was, because where was that? Where was that I saw that? Because it was talking about that. It said, where was that at? I just seen it in this article too. I swear to God, I had seen it in this article. But it said that, oh yeah, here we go. The Coyotes remain committed to building the first privately funded sports facility in Arizona history and ensuring the Valley as the club's permanent home. In addition to this property in Mesa, the club will continue to explore other potential sites in the East Valley. So yeah, the fact that they want to privately fund this is awesome. Like I said, I wish more owners would do that. Whether or not it happens, they got to, first things first, they got to buy the land. You got to get approval to buy that land first. And how much is that land going to cost? And the interesting thing is they're not focused on one place. They've got a few they got at least a couple other sites. They got a site they got a site apparently they're looking at in Scottsdale and another one in Phoenix. So there's more than just one. So if one falls through, they've got other options. a lot of us, think that the Coyotes should just, get up and move. But the NHL, they're giving them every opportunity, every possible chance they can give them. They're giving them. And, now if this falls through, if these couple of places fall through too, and they're not able to secure, ownership of any of this land, well, now you're talking that maybe it's finally time. That, of course, will be the last resort. We will see what happens here. We'll see if the Mesa thing, goes through or not. And if that falls through, we'll see what the other sites are. And, we'll just kind of keep abreast of it and just kind of keep an eye on it. And, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Alex Meruelo can score some land for this arena to get built. And, like I said, publicly funded too, or privately funded, not public funded, privately funded. That's an incredible thing to do. And like I said, I wish more sports franchises and owners would do that. Where they say, we love playing here. We don't want to leave. We're not going to ask for public funding. We're going to fund this all by ourselves. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if they can secure the land to do that. And yeah, so let me know what your guys' opinions are. Do you think they get the land? Do you think they get the land in Mesa? Or if that falls through, do you think they're able to score some land in one of the other locations that they're looking at? Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Again, if you want to be notified anytime future videos are uploaded, you can tap the little bell. Also, I'm trying to see if I can get to 2,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is on September 8th. And it would be awesome. It would be awesome if, if everybody would join it, everybody would join and, come along with me on this little ride, and once we hit 2,000 and keep on going, and yeah, it'd be awesome. And I would, I appreciate every one of you. More than words can say, trust me. So, but again, let me know what you guys think. Do the Coyotes get this land, or do you think they get at least some land in one of these areas they're looking at to build this arena? And if they do, awesome. But again, let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys later.